Hi, and welcome to All Access. I'm Raleigh Cavero, and I'm here tonight with Sam Bernstein, a junior on the Yale golf team and the recent winner of the individual medal in the Adams Cup. Sam, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
First off, I am really impressed by the really strong start that your golf team has done. You guys had the Adams Cup where the entire team finished second. You got the individual medal, and then you also won the McDonald tournament. How has your team grown over your 3 years here, and how have you guys reached this really high level of performance?
Well, I definitely think everyone has been putting in a lot of effort at practice. We've had a lot of strong recruits over my past 2 years, especially Will Davenport, who was the Ivy Rookie of the Year last year, and then Joe Willis, who was our freshman, came in and finished second in his first tournament, which is pretty impressive to say the least. So those two have been really strong. And then, of course, Brad Kushner, our captain, has been strong throughout his time at Yale, finishing second last week at the Adams Cup, which was a really nice performance for him. We were hoping that Will and him and actually another sophomore, Thomas Greenhouse, who also came in second, we were hoping they would get in a playoff for the individual, low individual honors, but some kid from Notre Dame came in and swept it away, so that was too bad. But overall, they had a really good week, and we're just looking to kind of continue next few weeks and finish out the fall really strong.
Great. That's great. So it sounds like you guys have a little bit of an all-star team, but at the same time, your teammates tell me that you really do take on a leadership role there. So how do you do that, and what are the dynamics like?
Well, I think we all just really enjoy playing golf with each other. I think it starts right there and kind of enjoying being on the team. I think for me, I couldn't really imagine my life here at Yale without being on the team and playing golf with my teammates every day. I think that's really what makes it so much fun. And so we just kind of feed off each other. We joke around a lot, have a good time, just keep things very loose. And when we're out on the course, we're always looking to see where our friends are and how they're playing, and we're kind of rooting for each other out there. So I think everything like that kind of brings us closer together and makes us kind of more driven and makes us just want to play even better.
That's great. And when you guys are out on the course, I saw that we have one of the most beautiful courses in the country.
That's definitely
true. I did not know that. That's really great. So when you guys are out on this stellar course, what is a day in training like? Obviously, you guys aren't going to reach this level unless you have some really intense training.
We definitely practice hard, but we also kind of throw in some fun matches there just as a way of keeping things loose, but also competing with each other. So we get to the course, we'll hit some balls, practice, and then we'll usually go out with 2, 3 others and make some sort of match out of it just to keep it competitive out there. Sometimes we'll shut down a hole and maybe do some short game practice out of bunkers or hitting putts. But I think a lot of times we try to keep it competitive, to keep it, one, interesting and kind of keep people motivated towards succeeding, but also just to keep it fun, and everyone likes a little bragging rights in practice. That definitely is a good thing.
When we're looking at your career here at Yale, I've got a list in front of me of a lot of your accomplishments, and it's going to take me a long time to read them, okay? You were Ivy Rookie of the Year, All-Ivy team the last 2 years, first team last year. We just talked about the individual medal at the Adams Cup. How do you keep yourself so motivated, even though you've had so much success in college and in high school, it looks like? How do you keep your game like really that top notch?
Well, I think ultimately it's just enjoying being a competitive golfer. For me, there's nothing more exciting and kind of fun and enjoyable than playing at a tournament. I love playing golf casually, and that's a lot of fun, but ultimately I love really just working towards that next tournament and trying to get your game in shape for the next tournament and succeeding under pressure. I think it's a lot of fun. So either, winning, losing, it doesn't matter. Just kind of being under the gun and being in a competitive environment is really something I look forward to. So it's nice to kind of, look back at a tournament and say like, oh, I played well, or oh, I didn't do so well. But at the end of the day, it's a lot about just kind of working towards that next goal, and that for me is ultimately as enjoyable as kind of competing in these tournaments and really trying to do well.
Yeah, it's that adrenaline competition.
Exactly.
It's great. And it sounds like you also want to share this adrenaline, this love for golf with other people, and you did this in high school with the Harlem Children's Zone program, the Zone Golf program.
Exactly.
Can you tell me a little bit about that? What was your motivation behind doing that?
Well, it actually all started, I won this essay contest for the American Junior Golf Association. I wrote an essay about my relationship with my grandfather, who kind of taught me the game of golf and really brought me up playing golf. And so I won this contest, and the gift you got by winning this contest, it was sponsored by HP, and they donated a computer to your high school. So I thought about it, and my high school, I went to a private high school in New York City. I'm sure they could have used it to their full advantage, but I thought maybe there's something more I can do with this computer and kind of bring it to a place that would get more use out of it. So kind of looked around, and I'd heard about the Harlem Children's Zone and how great of a place it was, and I went down, brought in the computer for them, and I met these two incredible kids, Jonathan and Sydney, who told me they loved golf. They played golf with their principal in his office every day. They just putted in his office. And so one thing came to another, and then we started this program, and now they're going to Chelsea Piers in New York City each week hitting balls, and we've hosted them up here at Yale and in New York at my home course, Century Country Club, a bunch. And so it's a lot of fun going out and playing with them. They love the game. They just love being at the course. It doesn't matter how well they're playing. It's just about being out there and having a good time. So I think that's kind of really what it's all about, and it's a ton of fun being with them.
That's great. So this program, then, you said you hosted them at Yale as well. Did you kind of continue this through your time at Yale as well?
A little bit. So what's happened is my younger brother, who is a junior in high school, does a lot of stuff with them on a weekly basis down at Chelsea Piers, and he'll go help them with their swing and hit balls with them, and they just have a blast. So he's kind of taken the reins from me after high school, but then they've also done a few trips up here at the Yale course, and I've tried to see them a bit during the summer. So I think that way it really works nicely, where my brother or me or someone else is kind of with them a bunch and giving them instruction, and it's worked out really well.
And also, last year, your team was awarded the President's Special Recognition for some of the highest GPAs in the country. So it sounds like all of you not only have a commitment to golf, but also to academics. How do you balance that?
I mean, it's definitely a challenge, especially during the season. You've got to just kind of stay on your work when you're not at the course and budget your time. But it's something, if you kind of look at it ahead of time and kind of balance out your schedule and kind of plan things out, it's not too challenging. I mean, Yale's challenging enough as it is, but just budgeting your time, you just have to be smart about things. Sometimes there might be some other activity you want to do, and you just really have to stay back and do your homework so you can play in the upcoming tournament the following weekend. But overall, it's once you kind of get acclimated, it's something we've seemed to do quite well the past few years, so hopefully it continues.
Great. And then when I was talking to one of your teammates, Will Davenport, he told me that I should ask you about a really great moment during your golf career when you had to dress up as Will for a society interview. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, I got an email saying I was supposed to show up at this random place at some random hour, and I'm like, okay, whatever, we'll see how it goes. And then at the end it says, oh yeah, by the way, you have to be dressed like Will Davenport. So I'm like, oh my goodness, this is going to be the worst. The kid dresses in his plaid pants and his yellow shirts and looks like a total doofus. He'll probably kill me for saying that. But so I had to show up. I went to his room dressed up in all his pink, ridiculous sweaters and pants, and had the hat on and everything, and showed up, and they seemed to get a good laugh out of it, so it worked out well.
And I heard that I heard the interview itself was pretty entertaining. I heard there were some bad puns that were made. I don't know if you want to share any of those.
Yeah, I'll keep that to the interview. Sometimes I tell some pretty mediocre to below average punny jokes, but I keep them coming, and sometimes every once in a while I'll throw a good one out there. So.
Okay, well, I'm sure the one during the interview was good.
Yeah,
I'm sure it went well.
Yeah, I got some sympathy laughs, but that's about it.
All right, well, it sounds like in about an hour you are headed to Philadelphia for the one of your most difficult tournaments of the year, the Big Five Invitational. How are you feeling going in, and what are your expectations for this weekend?
I think we're all feeling pretty good. I've been working on my swing this past week. I haven't been hitting it too well. Will's actually given me a tip that seems to work today at practice. So we're just excited to be going down there. It's the third straight year I've been down there. you know, Philadelphia, it seems like it's always sunny when we're down in Philadelphia. So it should be a fun tournament. We're excited. We've got Joe, Will, me, Brad, and Michael Lewis is making his first start this week, so we're pretty excited for that. He's been playing some good golf, so we'll see how it goes, and hopefully we'll be bringing home some more hardware. That'd be fun.
All right, great. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
That was Sam Bernstein, and this has been Yale All Access.